Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Tonight I tried to get this little AV switcher thing over here, but turns out when you buy a $15 switcher, doesn't pass the sound along all that well. So we're gonna go to plan B. I was planning on using that video switcher or audio video switcher to go back and forth. You can hear the differences between two different headphone amps, but the issue is that it doesn't pass it along cleanly enough for you to get an accurate representation for it. So we're going to go back to doing it the way that used to do it. I would, or normally do it, I should say. And I'm going to use this Douk Audio Amplifier. I'll show you guys. So I've already volume matched it, so I'm going to try not to mess that up. But you see these tangled wires? That means I worked really hard on this. So essentially, the iPad is outputting audio that is going into the Modi here. Okay, so this is a Modi from Schiit Audio, a Magni from Schiit Audio, and we got the Douk Audio amp. So what I did is I went into the Modi from the iPad. That's got your audio input on it. And then out, we've got splitter cables here so that it goes to both of these amplifiers. I have also used, it's not perfect, but I'll show you what I do, is I take these headphones, like that, I kind of get these propped in there like exact, and then I just let it be. And then I play the same part of a song over and over again until I can hear that the decibels, I watch the decibels and I see that they match at least within like a half dB or so. So that's how I did the matching of the levels. And the reason I did all this is I wanted to know, all of the things being equal, could we hear any difference between this little $40 amplifier that I'm going to do a full review on, and you can replace the op amps in there, and I bought some replacements, so I'm also going to try that and see if I hear any difference with replacing the amps, or the op amp that's in it. But for now it sounds pretty good the way that it is, and it came with a power cable that plugs into, it's like a regular power connector on this side, but on the other side, it is USB. And I'd read some of the reviews. Somebody had the best luck with a 5-watt Apple wall wart. So that's what I got. And it sounds much better with that. So I would recommend, if you pick one of these up, that you give it power from one of the, preferably the 5-watt. It's the bigger one that kind of looks like a, I think it's meant to be with for an iPad, so I just recommend that you use that one. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug in and I'm going to listen to some music. Like this song, Deliverance, it's got little ding, 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 ding going on in it that can really get lost in the shuffle sometimes, and it also has big, massive sub bass drops and stuff. So basically what I'm going to do is just listen to some songs that I've listened to like a million times, and in real time I'll listen and kind of tell you guys what if I'm hearing any differences. All right, so let's get it back to around 5 minutes. I'm gonna try that. The bells are clear. Nope. Yeah, so I thought I heard this the first time around, and I can definitely hear it this time. So it's almost hard to describe, but I don't know if you would call it a harshness, or you would call it a lack of smoothness. It's almost like there's a space between the notes with the Douk Audio, where it's giving you what you want to hear, but the Magni, it's almost like a resolution on or frame rate on video, where it's like if the video is not fast enough, you can kind of see it falling apart, like they're different pictures. And I almost feel that way when you listen to the Douk audios, like there's just a little bit between that you hear. And I don't know if that's just harshness or what that is, but the smoothness of hearing every vocal, or not every vocal, but every sound without it feeling like it's kind of, you know, it's just throwing like little bits at you at a time. There's something about the Magni that makes it feel like you're getting a smoother, cleaner, easier, like a more palatable sound. And I don't know that I'd notice it if I wasn't listening to them side by side, though. Here, let me listen to some more. Okay, there's a big bass drop around 6:30 I want to listen to one more time. Yeah. Yeah. So the Douk audio is perfectly good. It's just not quite up to the level that you get with the Magni. The Magni gives you a more, feels like a deeper, richer drop on like around 6:30. There's this spot in this song, and it just goes boom. It's like this super deep bass drop. And when I'm listening to it, the Douk audio does it fine. You hear it, but you hear it better on the Magni. And on the Magni, you also have this sense of richness and smoothness. Like it's like almost like a rolling thunder, where Douk audio is just like, well, this is the sound, this is what you asked for, this is what you want. There's almost like a glare or a little bit of harshness to it. Maybe that's what I'm hearing that I'm trying to describe. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm gonna move on and try another song here. Okay, next one we're gonna do is Halfcrazy by Music. I like to listen to this one because it's got a really nice bass line, and I know the song really well, so I know what his voice is supposed to sound like. So let's see what we get. It sounds good. The bass feels a little bloated, but good. Okay, the bass definitely feels richer and fuller. There's just a little bit of, let's say, bloat, but like it just doesn't feel as powerful or as controlled, I guess would be the word, on the Douk audio. All right, let's test out the vocals with Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. You can really hear the difference with Whitney Houston. If a headphone has got it on vocals, you can tell. And if it doesn't, this will expose it. So that's why I like to listen to this song. See, when she sings the ah, obviously I can't do it, but it really, I mean, if you want to test vocals, I think this is the one thing that I found that is a truly, like, can tell me if I'm getting it or not. It's like it almost breaks apart if your equipment isn't perfect for it. And I say that because, like, I've tested the IEMs, and like the ER2 SEs do a phenomenal job with this. Surprisingly, the new 10T3 Plus, they do a great job with it. The Drop 58X, they sound great with it. There's some, especially headsets that are geared more towards being treble focused, that can really nail that sound, but if they're not right, it almost sounds like it's dissolving or like you've lost some resolution. And that's what I guess I get a little bit of that when I'm listening to this amp, and I'm not sure if it's these headphones or the amp. So I'm gonna try out the Magni and see if I get that same kind of reaction. Yeah, that around the 50-second mark. It just sounds better to me. Maybe it's placebo, I don't know. That's how I was hoping to do the video switcher. Eventually I guess I learned my lesson. I'm gonna buy one of the nicer ones. I think Schiit Audio has one they call the Sis. And I mean, all of their stuff has been great so far. So I'm guessing if I get that, I can do the switching without losing any kind of fidelity, instead of having this, you know, cheesy little switcher that doesn't work for anything to try to do it with. It wasn't, I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I assumed, I'd watched this video where somebody said, hey, yeah, you know, for $30 you just buy all the stuff and compare it. And I don't think that's the move. I think you've got to spend a little bit for something that isn't going to degrade your audio quality while it's sending it through there. So, okay, so we tested bass, we tested, well, not really bass so far. So let's see. We'll do doing it right here. Oh, there it is. Boom, big. That's out of the Magni. Boom. Yep. Wow, that's really impressive. Okay, so you can hear it right away. So I don't think it's just in my head. I think this is the reality, is that what you're gonna get with the Magni that you don't get with that little Douk Audio is the Magni feels like it's got a slight smoothness to it. Not even slight. It's got a smoothness to it where it's the difference from when, if you turn something up and it starts getting loud, does it just feel rich and full and smooth and powerful, or does it feel like it's, you know, it's clawing at your ears? And although there's not a huge difference in the sound, like it's enough to where I think that's what the difference is that with this, it starts to turn up and you get a little bit of a feeling of harshness. You get a feeling of maybe the bass not being quite as full, and a lack of smoothness. I think those are the main things that I get out of it, is that when you go back between. Now, that being said, like if you want on your mix amp, you're not getting quite enough volume and you just want to get a little bit more out of it, and you're playing games with it, or even as a secondary device, I don't think it sounds bad, but it's 80 or 90% of what you get with the Magni. And if you've only got 40 or 50 bucks, I can tell you these will drive just about anything. It's got a ton of power on it. They're really nice, but I will say, after spending some time kind of going back between them and listening to different stuff, I was doing this before, we did this test. So I've been spending some time on them the last few days, just kind of going back and forth and listening. I'm not getting rid of this. I love this little thing, but it's not a Magni. It doesn't quite match up to the audio quality you get. And I guess my reason for doing this review too was, and trying to do this stuff in real time, is that a lot of people allude to what they're doing, but I hope if I show you what I'm doing, maybe that's more helpful. I'm hooking everything up. I'm listening to it in real time. I'm listening to actual, music that you can go and listen to too, and see if you can hear what I'm getting at. But I guess at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that I think the Magni is worth it. I'm glad that I spent the money on it, but I'm also happy that I've got this guy. And if you've only got 40 bucks, I think this is a really good investment. So next, what I'm gonna do is use some royalty-free music, put them into the headphones, record them, and we'll see if y'all hear any difference. All right, y'all, so the next thing we're gonna do is, I got binaural microphones in my ears. I'm gonna take the GT 770s, I'm gonna put them on, and I'm gonna play some royalty-free music for you. And we'll see, I will connect them to both of the amps here, and see if you can hear any difference between them. This next section is going to be gaming performance. I did use both of them on the new Halo Infinite, and I was really impressed both ways. I'll leave you to judge which you think is better or if you hear much of a difference, but I hope you enjoy.
You deal with her and I'll find out.
Come, protect me. I grow weary of this. Remove this tiresome human.
I've intercepted the carrier wave from this transmitter.
Very well. Prepare Cannot be! I herald the storm.
Switch transmitters, rerouting the power through that one. This isn't good. The connection is sentient. It's searching for something. Switch transmitters, rerouting the power through that one. This isn't good. The connection is sentient. It's searching for something.
Alright, y'all, so I spent a lot of time listening to music with the two amps. I spent time recording them for y'all to hear, and I spent some time gaming with them as well. I guess my conclusion is that if you only got $40 or so, you can use that Douk Audio amp. The U3 works just fine. It's nice. It's not the highest build quality. I will say I had issues with when you're connecting the headphone connector to the front of it. There were times that would come loose and I'd have to jiggle it around a little bit for that to connect right. Once it was working, it was great, but you can tell the build quality isn't the highest. One of the upsides is that you can buy op amps for like $10 or $20, and that's basically just a chip that you put inside of it that'll change the sound. So that's a plus, I think, something fun that you can play with on it. One of the downsides is you do need to buy like an extra $15 USB power supply for it to sound pretty good. So that's one of the downsides of it, but I'd still say it's worth getting, and it, in the $50 range, I think you're getting a really good value. You can drive just about any headphones you'd have. I'd say the downside of it is, when you turn the volume, sometimes you'll get a click and it won't even change the volume, and you go up another one and it finally goes up, then you click it down one, and it doesn't do anything. So whatever not gyroscope, but whatever the wheel thing is called is clicky, and it's not the highest quality. You can definitely tell that. Listening to music, I felt like you could hear the difference between the amps, where there was almost a sense of harshness to the Douk Audio at higher volume levels. You were getting good bass, you're getting good definition, but something about it just wasn't as smooth and warm. And I don't know, that's the only way that I can describe it, is that the Schiit Magni was just a smoother device. It feels way better made. The way that it's constructed I really like, because it's all switches, and there's just a sense like it's an industrial piece of equipment that would like last a really long time. It just feels like something that would last a long time, where the U3 does not feel that way. But I will say, I'm guessing from what I recorded and what I listened back to, so when I listen closely to music, I could definitely tell the difference. When I was listening back to the recordings of the stock audio and of the gaming, I don't hear a huge difference on it. So I think somebody that is casual and just wants, maybe they bought some headphones and they're just not working as well as you'd like them to. But you just need some more power for it, and you just don't care that much about all the little details, and you just want them to be loud and sound pretty good. That's a good solution, and I do enjoy using them. I'm going to continue using them as a secondary device, but I would never say that the Magni is not worth it because you can just buy this cheaper thing. I think, there's a big difference in that it's more than double the price, but it's more than double the price from $40 to $100. I think most people could save up a little bit of money and get up to $100 for something that has higher build quality, better knob on it, it's got high and low gain on it, a smoother sound signature, better build quality. All the things just kind of add up. But that being said, I really like that device, and it works well for a budget. So I'll be using that as like a secondary device if I'm hanging out and I just want something next to my laptop over here instead of my main PC. I think I'll be leaving that over here, and I'd be fine with listening to it as a secondary device. I really enjoyed using it. So I hope that you enjoyed the review. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer anything. You have comments, just write it below, and I'd love to have a chat with you about it. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time.